Hello everyone and welcome to this COMSOL multi-phase physics tutorial. So my name is Ankit Mishra. I am currently pursuing my PhD in chemical engineering from IC Bangalore. So in this video we are going to learn how to create and manipulate 2D geometry in COMSOL using essential tools like array, mirror, boolean and partition and intersection operations and many more. So these rules are fundamental for building accurate and flexible geometry in your simulation. Right? So let's get started by opening COMSOL here. So here you can see I have already started the COMSOL where you can see the model wizard and blank model. So what is the significance of both of these icons that you can see on the screen? You can go to my first lecture, there I have already discussed about these things in a brief way. And from the model wizard, now we are going to start with the model wizard. And since right now I am talking about only 2D geometry and how to use all of these tools in COMSOL multiple physics to apply the tool. So let's go here only, and after that you can see. So first we need some basic steps to work with. So let's crack. I'll going. So first. You have to select some kind of physics, but right now I am not going to tell you about the physics over here, but these things will come in the later section of the lecture, in lecture 10 or 11 somewhere else. So first I'll create some kind of geometry, right, because that is very important first, because we are going to understand various tools that is being required to make complex geometry into two-dimensional, right. So here I have selected, let's say, rectangle, right. So here in already the dimensions, the unit of dimensions, how do you select the unit of dimensions, already I have discussed in my previous lecture. So here you can see that once you open this thing, you will be getting this thing that object type is solid. So right now I will be getting a solid, and you can define the width and height. So let's say I am getting width is 1, and let's say width I will be getting is 0.5 and height is 1, and after that I will go to be selected. So here you can see that geometry is being created. So let's say I am also making height is less than 0.2 only, right. Okay, so we are able to create this kind of rectangular geometry. Now after that we'll go to create some kind of array tools, right. So here you can see first I will be talking about the transforms. So these tools are very important for creating various kind of geometries and customize different complex geometry in COMSOL. So first let's try to go to array, right. So if I'll go to array and I'll click in transform, so here they will ask you to input the object. So you have only one object, this one. So once you select the object, here you can see that R1 is coming, right. So R1 is your rectangle one, right. R1 indicates that is the rectangle, right. Okay. After that you can see that there is an array type. So which array type you want, right. There are two different types. That is, there is rectangle, there is linear. So let's try to select linear, right. So you will see what kind of things that is there. Now if I do this linear, then this COMSOL software will ask you the displacement along x and y direction. So here you can see this will be your x direction and this will be your y direction, right. So let's say I am making and before that they will ask you about the size. Okay, so let's say I am assuming size is 5, okay, and displacement. So in the displacement, let's say I am putting displacement I will be putting is 0.5, okay. So if I put 0.5 and y displacement I will be putting as let's say 0.3 or 3. So along x direction this rectangle will be formed here, and y direction this is getting formed. So let's see how this looks like. Okay, so if I do these things, you will see both x and y displacement is happening, right. But let's say you don't want this kind of x and y displacement, right. Somewhere you can you may need this kind of displacement, but let's say I don't want this kind of displacement or displacement along x direction. So if I make it x is equals to 0, so you will be able to get this kind of displacement. So displacement is happening along y direction, right. Or if I make this 0.3 or 0.5 and after that this will 0, so the displacement will happen along this direction. But if 0.7, let's say, okay, so now, so this is how this kind of geometry will look like. Okay, so based on array tools, you can create some kind of complex geometry over here that already I have seen. So here you can see that along x direction, since I have set the x direction displacement is 0.7, and after that you can see, and array size I have taken as a linear in the 5, right. Now let's see if I want to make a rectangular. So along x and y direction, how many rectangle you want. So you can also put, let's say if I am putting 3 and along y direction I am putting is 2. Okay, and after that x direction I am putting the displacement is, let's say 0.6, and y direction displacement is 0.2. So if I do this, will select it, so you can see that the total in along x direction we have 3 rectangle, and along y direction we have 2 rectangle. That is the side that you have already entered over here. And after that you can see, so the displacement along x direction is 0.6. So let's say here 0 to 0.5 size is there. So you want you have given a command over that displacement along x direction should be 0.6. So definitely it is going to start at 0.6, and again next rectangle it will start from 0.6. So if I will change this thing, right? So let's say if I will change this to 0.5. So you can see here that this kind of things are there, right? And let's say if I if I want to increase the number of rectangle along y direction, so if I, let's say I'll make it 5, so you will be able to get this kind of geometry over here. And after that, because this kind of geometry is very important, so why I'm teaching these things right now here, in order to let you understand how you can use this array tools to make very complex geometry. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you. So right now I am removing these things, and I'll be going to another transform, that is the copy, right? So let's say I delete this thing first, and after that we'll go to copy operation. So first I'll create a, let's say a circle. Okay, so a rectangle I'll delete it. So already I have discussed this thing, how to delete any object in COMSOL multi-click. So here you will click on the object and right click, and after that will do delete. So this object will get deleted. So this is circle, and when you want to create a circle in 2D, they will ask you about to input the value of radius and sector angle. So let's say radius is 1, and after that I will go to will selected. Okay, so once you do this thing, radius I will do a very small circle, let's say 0.5. Okay, now I want to let you to understand the copy operation. So let's say if I click on copy, so this software will ask to input the object. So if I do input, and after that will ask to express displacement vector. So displacement vector as well as displacement position. So in displacement vector you will put x and y. So let's say if I am putting x is 2, x is 0.1, x is, let's say 0.6, and y is let's say 0.8. If I will put this in, if I will be selected, so you can see this circle got copied, right? So here first this was the circle, and after that when you do this copy operation, so here displacement vector will ask you the coordinate of the center of the circle. So the coordinate is 0.6. Here you can see the coordinate of the center of this circle that is being created here is 0.6, and the y coordinate of this circle is 0.8. So this is how these things look like. Again, if I want to make one more circle while using the copy operation, I'll go here and I'll do duplicate, right? So once you do this duplicate thing, so again that will ask you these things about the displacement vector, and based on displacement vector you have to input the x and y value. Let's say right now I am putting x value is -1, and y value I am keeping as it is. So once I will selected, so you can see this is being created, right? So here circle is there. So again if I want to move this circle, so only you have to move this -1 position. So let's say if I move 0.5, so 0.5 here, this will get overlapped. So if you don't want to overlap this, if I will make it 0, so again this will move along the x direction. So again, if let's say if you put 0.2, again it will go along this direction, and if I make -0.3, so it will get shifted along this direction. So this is how the copy and this operation that I have told you earlier, that array and copy operation works. So I hope this is very clear to all of you, and in the next lecture, I mean obviously I am going to tell you lots of these things. That's all for today. Today's tutorial for 2D geometry tools in COMSOL. So I hope this gives you a strong foundation for building complex geometry in your own simulation, definitely. And if you found this video is helpful, please like, share and subscribe for more tutorials on the COMSOL and chemical engineering simulation. So you can drop any queries or questions or suggestion in the comment box also. I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, so thank you.